Hello, welcome to the veggie patch at the Shady Glade Garden. I'm Linda, this is Benny. Behind the camera is Hamish, and there's Miss Putty. This garden, this veggie garden, has been here for probably at least 15 years in some form or another. Just recently I decided that I wasn't going to garden anymore, and I let the running grasses take over this patch. And then in about July this year, with the cost of living going up and a realisation that actually I do need to have a veggie garden, I decided to restart the garden. I turned the vegetable garden beds around, what did I turn them, 90 degrees to what they used to be, because I had water pooling along what is the chook run, and I decided that I would use a permaculture principle of trying to keep the water in the beds, and so I turned them around 90 degrees so that they would intercept the water, because this is on a very slight slope. It's really hard to see, but there's just a very gentle slope here. So what I do is come out here and look for the shoots of the running grasses every day, and as soon as I see them I dig them up because I want to try and get on top of these grasses. I dug these two beds using this little Homey or Homai tool, and that allowed me to see all these little pieces as I went. So now all I've got is just small bits that pop up that I missed, tiny little pieces that I didn't see. There's another one there. And I just dig them up as I go. This patch here is deliberately not planted because the running grasses will be invading from this side, and there's another one. So it's going to act as a buffer to the rest of the garden until I can push it back all the way to the driveway. So as you can see, I've dug two beds and planted them, and I've got one bed left to go. What we did here, my husband very kindly used a brush cutter to knock the grass down for me and the weeds because it had got out of control, and then he rolled out this tarp. And what I'm going to do is slowly roll the tarp back on itself and dig the garden over as I go. This garden is about 17 metres long and about maybe 10 metres wide. So it'll have 3 beds, central pathway with the arches that lead out to the keyhole garden bed. This is a new garden bed. I haven't had a garden bed here previously. And what I did to build this was to dig out the topsoil, and then I filled the trench with big pieces of wood, and then I piled smaller stuff on top, branches and sticks, and then I put in lawn clippings, and I covered that with compost that I had made, slow compost that had been sitting for some time. And then we had some tree stumps ground out, and I used this tree stump grindings mixed with a little bit of soil from where the stumps were ground out to top this. And I've planted beans and corn and pumpkins in here, and the row of plants around the compost bay in the middle are Jerusalem artichokes. So the idea is that the beans fix nitrogen on their root nodules, which supports the heavy feeding corn and pumpkin and Jerusalem artichokes. So that's the basic layout of the garden beds. I decided that I wouldn't keep chickens for a while, and so I've actually turned the chicken runs into garden beds as well. This one is planted with sweet potatoes. It's the first time I'm growing sweet potatoes. They've been a little bit slow, but we've had a cold, wet start to the season, and I'm hoping that as the weather warms up, they'll get going. On the outside of the chicken runs, I've got berries planted, and one of the jobs that I need to get done very soon is to create a trellis for the berries so that I can pick up all these runners off the ground, tie them up, and you can see they're already starting to set fruits. So that's a quick introduction to the layout of the garden bed, and I'm looking forward to having the last one finished and bringing you along on the journey of building that.